Yeah, Joe, just talk about, your feelings, emotions when the way that game ended.
It's an NFL football game, man. I mean, been a part of some pretty jacked up sidelines, and I think we were pretty jacked up there at the end of the game. But that's how it goes. I talked about it with Dave in the radio a little bit. We're a young team. I'm a new guy. Got some other new guys, and situational football. You got to learn how to win football games. So, hopefully we can quicken that process up as much as we can, and move on.
Joe, kind of to that point about learning how to win football games, how much harder is that when you're 0-2 and lose that way?
Well, yeah, that's part of the process. Is sad to say. Nobody likes the taste that they have in their mouth right now. And yeah, it makes it more difficult to go in and look at each other and rally and have a good week of practice and play good the next week. I mean, it's obviously more difficult to do that, coming off of things like of any loss. You have to stay together and believe in each other and all those things. So it's definitely going to test, who I am and who we are as a team and each and every person individually. There's cool things about that. It's going to be a fun process to be a part of, and like I said, I just think that we have to make that as quick as we can.
What did you see from Emmanuel today, especially on those last two plays?
Well, you guys know who Emmanuel is. His personality shines out there on the field. He's a fighter till the very end. He just wants to go out there and play football, do his thing, rely on everybody else to do their thing. And that's what football is all about. It's going out there and doing your individual job and having that trust in each other that everybody else is going to do their thing too. Nobody has to do this for somebody, do that for somebody. You play as hard as you can, and you do what you do best. And, he does it in every single moment of the football game.
Yeah, Joe, Garrett Bowles had a rough stretch there with the holding penalties. How frustrating was that for you? And, did it affect your play calling at all? And what did you do for Garrett?
Well, they're just things you have to overcome. When you're going against a tough defense and, you're not having 4-play touchdown drives, you're going to have these long drives if you want to score the ball. And you have to make sure that you can stay within yourself and not make mistakes if you're having a 12-play drive. And we're just not there yet. And that's part of it. And the beautiful thing about football is it is a team sport. It's the ultimate team sport. There's no blame on one guy and there's no credit on one guy. We are in this together. And, we're going to pick him up and support him. And, I think he fought hard that entire game and went against some pretty good pass rushers and did a pretty good job. So, I mean, you got to think about it in that way. If it's your family and your son or your brother or your sister or your daughter, your wife, you make mistakes, you help them. You don't push them to the side and leave them out to dry. So that's all part of it.
Joe, why did it take until the second half for Cortland Sutton to start picking up, and was that a big emphasis at halftime?
Well, I don't think it was really an emphasis, no. It's more so what we called and what we got and all those types of things. Listen, this is a good defense. We felt like we had to be patient today, kind of grind them out a little bit, keep them on the field, try to wear them out as much as we can. And, and that's how you win games against really good defenses sometimes. And, if guys don't catch a ball for a full quarter or a full half or whatever it might be, that's just part of it. You have to be patient and understand that you got things coming your way and just make the play when it comes to you. And just it goes back to team football, Obviously, when you get your best players the ball, that's probably the best way to do things. But, it's all about getting a win. And sometimes there's different formulas for that.
Joe, were you surprised at all when Vic sent you in for the 2-point conversion at the end?
No.
Not once, but
No, we had been talking about it most of the fourth quarter, kind of just what we liked, what we wanted to call down there if we got it, if we scored. So I expected to be out there, and then as soon as we saw they jumped off sides, I kind of expected to be back out there. We got to delay a game, right? And because the ball ended up being on the 1-yard line, I think, for that 2-point conversion. That kind of surprised me a little bit because I kind of thought that those penalties would offset each other a little bit. But, yeah, I expected to be out there, so we were ready for the moment.
Joe, you being the leader of this team, generally the quarterback is the leader of the football team. What type of things can you do to help push this team and put this team back together?
Show up to work hard, just like always. Have a positive attitude. Keep my head up. You know, when I walk in the building tomorrow, I'm gonna have my head up just as high as I've always had it. And guys see that. Guys respond to that. Joe Flacco, if I walk into the building and guys see me with my head hanging down, hanging low, they're going to say, oh, yeah, I can feel sorry for myself too. And then the next guy's going to see that guy. Oh, yeah, I think I should probably feel sorry for myself. There's no feeling sorry for yourself in the NFL, man. We're all a bunch of grown men, and, got a bunch of people looking up to us. We got a bunch of people that we look up to. And in order to be a good role model and a good teammate and a good football player, you have to hold your head up high and have a lot of confidence and go out there and practice hard and just keep grinding. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I expect everybody else to do. Thank you, Joe. All right, thanks.